everybody. Welcome back to the Mom's View. It's me, Angel, and of course, all my ladies are here. We got Carly, we got Kayli, we got Colette. And of course, in this super special, fun episode, we have some special guests. We have Ellie and Jared.
Hi.
Hey, thank you all for coming and being with us today.
Well, thank you. We feel so flattered.
We're so excited to be here.
Yay. Well, we love you. We love your channel. We love what you do. But for our viewers who don't know you all that well, could you let them know what you all do in your channel, how long you've been doing YouTube? Let them know.
Yes. So we started about 2.5 years ago, and we started documenting our infertility journey, and then we've been doing it transitioned into daily videos about a year ago. And that's kind of why we started, was our infertility journey. We wanted our kids to be able to look back and see the struggle that we had to get them here. We wanted to document it, kind of a journaling purposes for us.
Yeah, so we did that, and I kind of have a backstory that I like to tell about that. My grandpa died from a heart attack when he was 55. I never met him. I never got to hear his voice, hear his personality, and I never wanted my son to have that same experience with my dad, because my dad had a heart attack when he was 45. And so we wanted to film these things so my son could see and hear and get to know the personality of our family, so we could just document this life journey that we go through, and like Ellie said, just document the whole struggle that we went through to bring our kids to the earth.
Okay,
Awesome.
great.
That's really cool. Awesome.
Well, we're going to jump into the topic of the day, and that's about staying positive. So I recently watched one of your vlogs where you all talk about being positive, staying positive, and how important that is to you. So tell us, why do you feel like being positive in life helps the situation, and how do you all do it?
It's tough. It really, it's tough.
Being positive is hard, and I think about that like personally, and then like YouTube wise. And I think personally, it all roots down to me and Jared in the home. And if it's not positive or uplifting, we really can't function. Like there's really, the kids, it doesn't function with the kids, it doesn't function with us, the house just doesn't seem to function. And so it's really crucial to be able to be positive.
Yeah. So specifically when dealing with like situations that are difficult, how do you feel like positivity helps change the situation, especially if it's something that's not looking like a positive situation? How do you feel like your attitude towards it helps to change the situation, or does it?
So when we were going through our infertility struggle, there would be times where Ellie was really down in the dumps and I was feeling pretty good. So I did everything I could to make her feel good in that situation, and vice versa.
Yeah. And even like we did that through like our fertility journey, but I also feel like even now is raising our children, it's like a special thing that hopefully everyone can do, but something that me and Jared have learned as a couple, that if one of us is stressed or not doing well, the other needs to be the stronger person for the other person, for them to be better, and then vice versa, because there's times that I need a shoulder to lean on, and that
you can have my shoulder right here.
I lean on his more than he leans on mine, though.
Fantastic. Well, all of us are parents, and you all mentioned like with your children. So I want to open this up to everybody. How do you introduce positivity to your children, especially since all of you all have kids of the age where they can kind of see what's happening online and see some of the negativity that might be thrown their way or just in the world? So how do you all, I guess, teach positivity and how to change that attitude?
I think that choosing to be happy can be hard sometimes. It is for me.
Yes.
So I
I think it's that's such a surprise, because you seem like the most cheerful person like in the world.
but I have like struggled with depression. Like it's something that runs in my family, and I worry about my kids. And I feel like the way that I find happiness is through gratitude. When I'm feeling like down in the dumps and like, oh, everything is so terrible, then I think about all of the blessings in my life. No matter what it is,
really
to have, a family that, we love each other, and, just everything that, we have been blessed with. And that's how I find happiness, is through gratitude. And I tried to teach my kids that.
What about you two, Colette or Carly?
I think I'm teaching kids that they are responsible, for their own feelings and actions. I feel like there's so many outside influences and so many forces that can drag us down, and myself included. It's hard to always stay positive, but to give them the empowerment to know that you are in control of you, and you don't have to let somebody make you feel this way, and it helps to be empathetic of people. Like, I guess specifically I'm talking about like my kids getting, mean comments from people or bullied by others, like Gavin was bullied before, like trying to help them stay positive and look at it and look at other people in a way that's like, okay, what can I do to help them in their life, instead of like focusing on me and my life, it's so horrible, like what can I do to like spread joy to others? And I feel like serving others and helping others helps lift yourself up.
Oh yeah, I think service is a huge thing that you can do to help others feel good. And it's so funny because I'm like, is that selfish of me?
Yeah.
I want to serve other people so they're
I can
happy
feel good.
and I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great thing.
Service is such a great thing that you can do.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think that a lot of people, though, confuse happiness with emotion, and I think that can kind of be dangerous a little bit. I'm like obsessed with this book, and I keep talking about it, but it's the same author as she wrote Daring Bravely, but she really talks about experiencing emotions, and it's healthy. It's very healthy to experience. Like if you have a death, you need to experience that sadness and that loss, but there's also positive ways to handle that, and I think that everybody should understand that, because I know that like one of our, Shay's saying that's kind of our family and the internet has adopted is happiness is a choice. But sometimes you go through really hard things, and I think it's so healthy, and I teach Cooper this, to experience emotion and understand why people are feeling the way they're feeling. Why are you feeling sad? Why are you feeling angry? And then taking that piece of the puzzle and then helping them make that into a positive experience. And I'm with you. I like making people laugh, so I usually say off-colored things, inappropriate things. But I enjoy making other people like feel good, just because, like you said, it's kind of a selfish thing, but it makes you feel good, you know, to make other people laugh or to be silly.
I know with little Marcus, when he gets upset, I know he hates to hear it all the time. I'll be like, fix your face. He knows exactly what I mean.
Like my mom.
He's like, fix your face, and then he'll try to give me a smile, and I'm like, dimple and teeth, and then he'll be like, and then usually, like within a couple of seconds, his whole demeanor has changed about it.
That's
But I know sometimes he gets so mad at me. I'm like, fix your face. So we're going to move to a segment that we call Twitter questions, because we answer questions from Twitter.
We like that.
Such a snazzy little name. So our first question for you all is from Fan Club Tard. I wonder who they're fans of. They ask, how have your children helped you stay positive?
I think that like the best thing about children is you learn to see the world and experiences in a new pair of eyes at such an innocent level that you don't often take time to appreciate it, and maybe you just don't realize it because you're just busy doing adult stuff. But having kids is awesome because you experience everything anew again, like holidays and Disneyland and movies and just simple things like sitting on the porch having a popsicle, or just those things that we grow away from, but just because it's with age, it's what happens. But I think there's been times in my life where I feel like everything is just weighing on your shoulders, and it takes like a tiny moment like that to relate to your child. Just so happy because they get to sit with you on the porch and have a popsicle, and you're like, you know what, like life is okay. Like things are going good, and it just reminds you of that pure happiness that they have, and just having kids is awesome.
Yeah. I also think going back to gratitude, I was having the worst few days, and I was just super down in the dumps, and I was trying to be like really positive and grateful for everything, and then I put my kids to bed at night, and I finally got Winston to sleep, and I was just looking at him and thinking I'm just so grateful for him. And then I went up and I checked on the kids upstairs, and they were asleep, and I was just overwhelmed with like gratitude. I'm so grateful for my kids, and as long as I have my kids, I will be happy, and I will do everything I can to try to be positive and try to be an example.
Yeah.
Don't you just love when your kids laugh? Like, oh my gosh, there's nothing more pure than hearing a kid's laugh. When Jackson laughs, and then Calvin has just started to laugh.
His
And it
little smile.
melts my heart,
Turtle
like
smile.
more than anything in the world. I like get emotional when I hear it and think about it, but hearing their laugh is just like the coolest thing ever, and that they're going through something that they're excited about, that they're happy about. You can't help but be happy and think positive things when they're just laughing, having a good time. Love it.
So Queen B, how do you help how have your children helped you stay positive?
Just every day. It's amazing how much, like you think when you have kids, like I'm going to teach them this and I'm going to teach them this, but they teach me so much every day. Like the more I mean, just even Gavin, he's just so awesome. Like when he was first like a toddler, I could tell that he was very intuitive. Like he just knows when I'm upset and when I need a hug. And he's still that way today. Like he'll just randomly come up and say, Mom, you're beautiful, and give me a big hug, and just inspires me, you know, makes me feel like, where did you come from?
Right.
He's so
And
sweet.
like
That's the
each
sweetest.
one of my kids has special qualities like that I'm like, this is like, you're amazing. You know, they just inspire me every day. And I learn from them always.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, kids know how to get you to look at stuff not so deeply that sometimes that makes you be on the positive side. Like my son broke my phone. And I was just like, and he was like, Mommy, you remember when I broke my tablet? I didn't cry.
Just remind me.
He was like, so it'll be okay. All right, let's go to the next question. This is from Gracie6470, and she asks, do you have a favorite quote for staying positive?
My dad, so when I was going through a really difficult time when I was younger, he would always tell me, attitude is everything, AIE, and he just kind of like drilled that in me. And every time I would get out of the car and go to school, gosh, my parents embarrassed me a lot, but he would roll down the window and say, Jared, you're wonderful, you're marvelous, you're amazing, you're incredible, you're fantastic, you're unbelievable, and you're awesome. And he would just like yell that, and I would just be like, oh, geez, Dad, like my friends are right there. but the more he would do it, and that, you know, if there was a day he ever forgot, I'd be like, oh, you know, and
That really helped.
Yeah, like looking back, I was just like, I really liked that he did that. It just made me feel good at the very beginning of the day, and I always remembered it.
He still says it to me.
A lot.
Yeah.
I love it. Words of affirmation go a long ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Lately, my mind has been stuck on just faith, hope, and charity. Just to have those qualities. Like I tell myself every day, faith, hope, and charity. And that just inspires me because I feel like those are the basic foundations of happiness and choosing happiness.
Absolutely.
I am a quote, like I just love quotes. I feel like there's just different quotes that relate to me at different times. I like happiness as a choice, but that one's sometimes hard for me because I feel like life is not what happens to us, but what we make of it. I feel like that's more of a thing. And so you can be sad or you can be angry, but how are you going to take that situation and kind of be like, you're going to decide how it ends. It doesn't define you. Your story doesn't define you, your mistakes, your trials. You get to decide how those things end because you're acknowledging it and taking power over that.
Do you have a saying?
I do. Something that just brings peace to my soul is let it be. You know, I get really anxious and I have anxiety, and
No, sounds
if
like
I just
me.
let it
I
be.
should let it be.
Yeah, really.
go.
Let's get out our lighters and just
Yes. I'm very much so. I'm affected by music more than anything. So there are certain songs. If I'm in a great mood, I'm all about happy. Yes, the Pharrell
Pharrell.
song. Oh yeah, that will send me through the roof. And if it's like something I'm trying to get through, there's a song by this gospel artist called Ty Trippett, and it's if he did it before, he'll do it again. So sometimes I have to remember, I might be in a situation, but he's brought me out before. He'll do it again.
Yeah.
So those are definitely for me. Give me some music on, and I can get through anything.
Yeah.
I have a soundtrack
I
of
love
victory in
music.
my head.
music goes a long way.
All right,
totally.
we've got one last Twitter question. You guys ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
This is from Angela_glitter33, and she asks, how has vlogging helped you stay positive?
Hearing people literally all over the world comment, and it's opened my eyes to not everybody has our life. Like not everyone has a family, grandparents, a roof over their head, like food, all the time. You know, it's like there are lots and lots of struggles out there, and I think that has probably been my number one that has kept me positive, is because I want to be positive for those people, you know, too. Like it's humbled me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think reading comments, like for me, this is like a balancing act because it's like you have to read them with a, you know, it's like a fine line, but it's given me a way to look at things in a new perspective that I may never have thought about. Like it's offensive when you say something like this, like it never registered to me. So it's really broadened my horizons with life in general and people, where they come from, what people believe in, and just kind of helped me to have more empathy for humans and like, you know, the walks of life we come from.
I agree. It's not only helped, I feel like us, like Shay and I, have a broader spectrum of the world perspective. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. I'm like something like that.
Something like that.
But I think it's helped my kids. Like they realize like the world is bigger than this little town that you live in or than this, family. It's so much bigger, and there's so much good that we can do, and that positivity really goes a long way.
Amen.
You want to add to that?
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like a rush of happiness just when I turn the camera on, Even when you're like maybe not having the best day, you turn the camera on and immediately the whole family is just like happier. And I feel like we've done more as a family, and we've tried to be positive as a family because that's what we want to show. Colette said, if you're going to put something on the internet, at least try to make it positive in another episode. And it's so true. Like and it just does. It just makes me happy to vlog.
It's a blessing to be able to feel like you're blessing others, and I didn't realize with vlogging that would happen, but to hear people say, you just always put a smile on my face, and I love to make people laugh, like yourself. I love to make people laugh, so to hear that, but it's become even more of a surge of positivity when I know even when I'm not doing that, people are still getting something from what I'm saying, which I would have never thought. I was like, you got something from that? What? So that I feel like that helps with bringing me positivity when I vlog, because I know that somehow, some way, even when I'm not purposefully thinking that I'm giving something of like measure, that it's still feeding someone's soul. So that definitely feeds me back. Well, guys, that is all the time we have.
So much positivity. I just feel so motivated right now.
I'm going to go change the world right now.
Yeah.
I feel so great and uplifted.
Cure cancer or something.
Ellie and Jared, thank you so much for coming and visiting us and bringing all of this positivity to the TMV channel and show. We just really love you guys.
Well,
and
thanks
we
for
thank y'all
having us.
coming.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you so
fun.
much. This was awesome.
Yay! So, you guys, make sure you go check out their channel and catch some of this positivity because it is contagious.
Thank you
Go
very
get
much.
some.
We do have cute kids.
As always, you can keep the conversation going by using the hashtag TMV Talk, whether it be in the comments below or on Twitter. And please, you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe, okay? You need to share. You need to like it, okay? That's the only way you're really going to be positive is if you do all those things, right? Right? All right, guys, thanks so much, and we will see you next time.
Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.